Wow. Hi. Good evening. This is the first one I've done on a laptop. Now, a little bit strange, aren't it? It's just the lighting or whatever. Let me know if you can hear me all right. That's the first thing. But I've been using a phone, you see. I've just managed to set this laptop up. I've had it, well, it's a Google Chrome thing. I've had it for a couple of years. I've never used it. I've been doing this 14 months. I should have used it before. However, it's just a general discussion thing tonight. And to make people aware of the fact I'm doing these regularly now, it has been really useful so far. Let me just adjust this a little bit. It still looks terrible, doesn't it? However, forget about how I look. It's what I say that's more important. What you say is more important than anything. Um, I'm going to talk about just general topics. People have sent a lot of questions in, which is good. So if you've got anything to add to any of these meetings, or you want to discuss anything, then please do. And whoever's out there, let me know if you can hear me. That's the main thing. If you can't hear me, it's no good, is it? You need to be able to hear what's going on. And I'm going to try and get 100 people involved tonight. So it's quite a lot of people, but we had about 82, I think, 80, 82 the other night, which is good going. So we've been doing them a few days. It's become a regular thing because I think people get lonely at night. People struggle at night, and people are very scared of being alone, very fearful of being alone. I want to talk. I've done a video about how fearful we are of running out of supplies. That can be horrendous. Um, Trying to run out of stock. I had lots of stock in my flat at the time. I was so acutely paranoid of running out of beer. I didn't drink wine or anything. I used to drink beer, and often ring up the store, you go dial a drink, get more delivered, that sort of thing. So there's lots of discussion. So a lot of questions that people have asked. I'll run through them as a few more people join. But if somebody can let me know if the sound's okay, that would be a big help. And welcome to everyone who's joining or going to join as we go along. Good evening. There's 7 people now. I don't know if this is going to be any different on this laptop. If it's not as good, I'll go back to the phone. If that makes sense. We'll try tonight on the laptop and see if we can get some interaction going. Because the first thing I want to talk about is the difference. What's the difference between alcohol use, misuse, and dependence? Well, obviously, alcohol use is what most people do. What we started off doing when we were younger, isn't it? Having a few drinks here and there, nothing too crazy, and just living a normal life without any problems. And then went into what I did, alcohol misuse, where you're drinking more than you should really. You're causing yourself issues. You're getting hangovers and that sort of thing. You're drinking regularly, you drink too much, you're focusing your life around alcohol. That's misuse. And that's where a lot of people are who are on this channel now. The misuse level. It's the third level, alcohol dependence. When you get like that, which I was, then you have cravings for alcohol, you have the shakes, you can't focus on anything, your brain's cloudy, your whole world collapses around you when you're dependent, and you become very ill, and you lose your mind really, a lot of anxiety problems, all that sort of thing, and you don't focus on anything but alcohol. That's what dependence is. I don't know if anybody else is dependent on here. I know there's a few last night came on said that they couldn't stop drinking. That's what depends on. You just can't stop. I started when I was younger, like a lot of people, in my teens, had a few drinks, and then I progressed from there to working at a bit of money. Used it as a bit of a social crutch. Really. I wasn't particularly confident when I was a teenager, and then that led on to more alcohol. I used to like the feeling of being confident with alcohol. We do it for a reason, don't we? We drink for a reason when we're younger, and it develops from a habit into an addiction. That's the problem. It doesn't do any good. It ruins a lot of lives. It kills a lot of people as well, and it's a big preventable killer, isn't it? To be honest with you. But once you're at the point where you are dependent and you're addicted, aren't you? When you're addicted, it's hard to get off. It can be done though. You've got to ask for some help. You've got to be strong. To me, the main factor is staying off it once you're sober. So I had a couple of relapses. Once you relapse, then it's game over for a lot of people when they relapse, and it becomes very difficult to focus on anything. Good evening, everybody. Relapse prevention is massive. So I talked about last night. If anyone talks about any particular subject, then drop me a line. So we've gone through the difference between alcohol use, misuse, and dependence. Pretty much common sense, isn't it, really, when you think about it? Most people can socially drink. We can't. I can't. Most people don't go to misuse, or they'll do it down again, a bit of a binge weekend or day off or on holiday, and then you get the dependence part where you're pretty much gone, aren't you? You can't get back to social drinking again once you're dependent. It's impossible for somebody who's been dependent to actually socially drink again, because one will lead to two and so on. It just gets worse as time goes on. The difference between binge drinking and heavy drinking. Well, heavy drinking to me was what I did. It was regular drinking. And binge drinking is more when you have a couple of days off. I never had days off, you see. Even when I had just a couple of cans, it was still something in my system, you know. So, can somebody leave a comment on here? I'm not sure if these comments are on here. Let's have a look. I say I'm using this laptop I've used it before. Last all messages are visible. Okay, can't see anybody's messages yet. Just say hello if you can, and good evening. Sounds like a comedy show, doesn't it? Yeah, so binge drinking, daily heavy drinking, there's a big difference. I went from moderate to heavy quite quickly in my late 20s, and I became. Oh, hi Lisa, how are you doing? I was expecting. Sound is crackling, is it? Let me just check the sound again. Let's have a look. Is that any better, Lisa, or not? Stomach issues from alcohol. What do big harm me? Right, I've got used to this now. I was expecting the comments to come up on the other side, haven't I? I hope this sounds a little bit better. Good evening, everybody. Hope you're all well. I'm going to try and do a few of these every week. I think it's useful for people to interact as well, because it's not just me with problems. There's loads of people who've got lots of advice in here. I was just talking earlier about binge drinking versus heavy daily drinking. Heavy daily drinking was what did it for me. But binge drinking is also dangerous because you're hammering the liver, you know, at certain times of the week or whatever. And you can end up with alcoholic hepatitis, which is a killer. The science of alcohol's effect on the brain, to me, that's that. Well, it's basically something to do with neurotransmitters, isn't it? It's supposed to be relaxant, but isn't that it's actually a depressant drug? That's why you feel horrendous the next day. Hi Shane, how are you? Nice to see you. I'm doing this on my laptop. I hope it works all right. If it doesn't, I'll revert to the telephone, back to the iPhone, you know, it's a bigger screen. But never mind. So the science is quite complicated with alcohol. But one thing is, I know for sure that with me, I got very anxious with it, and the time that it took, you know, to get is binge drinking once a week worse than daily drinking? Not really. No, I don't think once a week is too bad. I say I'm not a doctor. Even doctor. I mean, the doctors know. To be fair, I mean, I think I know more about alcoholism than most doctors because I am an alcoholic. I know how you feel. I think it's got to be a bit sensible. A lot of medicine is common sense, you know. Now, I'm friends with a couple of GPs, retired, both of them. You know, they also, somebody comes in and says, I'm too fat. Well, I said, you know, don't eat as much, do with exercise. It's as simple as that, isn't it? Don't binge as much as you want. Cut it down a bit, you know. We can all do that in the early days, but once this illness gets a hold of us, it's very difficult to control it. That's the problem, isn't it? You know. So I would binge drinking, it's not going to be mad unless you're going to have 30 pints and you have alcoholic poison or something, you know. Health effects, right? Physical health impacts. We know about that, don't we? Everyone associates the liver with it. Everybody. But there's more to it than that. You know, you've got heart problems. I know guys who've had strokes, heart attacks, and all this sort of thing. And most of them are on some sort of medication. to lower the blood pressure. But they'd rather be on medication with side effects than stop drinking, which seems crazy, and it causes all sorts of problems. This medication, apparently, and you've got problems with pancreas, other risks with cancers, all this sort of kind. If you've got any questions, and please drop them in. Mental health impacts. Well, for me, and probably a lot of you, it's anxiety, isn't it? I could talk for a week about anxiety. Hello, Luke. How are you? Nice to see you. And the anxiety was really, really bad for me. That nearly killed me. It took me right down to the bottom of the bottle. Depression set in, and I couldn't go anywhere. I had problems driving. I had problems going to any shops. I had problems being, on the telephone and everything. Lagging a little bit, yeah, might be. I've just started on this computer. I'm good. 9 months sober, fantastic. That's good. Addicted to feeling good. That's a good point. Okay, look, I'll have a look at that. Addicted to feeling good. That's good. You're 42 and you feel 25. That's brilliant. When you get addicted to feeling good, then you will want to feel better every day, and then you'll adjust your diet, you'll do more exercise, all this sort of thing. And that's the time to sort of look at everything. Because you can't drink anymore, you won't drink anymore, you've got plenty of time. Vincent, hi Steve, did you have any cross-out addictions? I didn't actually know. I did do a bit of online gambling when I was in hospital, just pure boredom. But I don't gamble or anything like that now. I never smoked, never took any drugs other than alcohol. So no, I didn't know any cross addictions. I'm quite a hyper person, always quite excitable, quite a happy person. When I was drinking, I was very down, very dour, and very pissed off with life, if that makes sense, But certainly no cross addictions. So the mental health impacts here, definitely depression for me, definitely anxiety, and I couldn't focus on it. I couldn't live properly, to be honest with you. And brain fog, massive. It's not until I stopped drinking that I've actually got a clear head. I had 8 years off and I got really fit, and I went back on it, and I'm taking it back again. Everything comes back to relapse. That happened with me and a lot of other people. Everything happens because of relapse. All things go wrong because of relapse, and that's so difficult to control and to fight. Look, again, is anyone else getting a laggy voice? I think you're overseas, aren't you? Mark, hope all is well with you too, mate. Nice to see you on here. Nice to see everybody back. And a few new people. Let's try and get to 100 tonight. If you, Brighton, okay, you should be alright on there then. I don't know what's lagging, to be honest. There shouldn't be anyone on the system, the internet, the Wi-Fi is good, so we'll see how it goes. We'll always be good after the iPhone tomorrow. And I'll see what I'll do about the sound. So basically, there were a few more questions. Alcohol and sleep disruption. You think you're going to sleep okay, but you don't, because it sort of knocks you out a little bit, doesn't it? And you end up sweating, and you end up more tired when you went to bed, really, don't you? You never have a good sleep when you've been drinking. It's just a terrible thing. Once you come off it, there's a lot of benefits will happen very quickly, when you stop drinking. Your sleep will get, one of the first things is your sleep will get better. Because you feel exhausted, actually. When I started, I felt much more tired than previous. And I felt, I don't know, just more energy, I think. And your head will clear quickly. You're not putting the poison in your ball, and you're putting the poison in your ball. The poison in your body, you're not hitting the ball all the time. And it doesn't matter what you drink, whether it's spirits, wine, or beer. It's all poison. It's going to mess you up, And that's one thing to be very, very wary of. That you're putting poison in your body, and it doesn't even do any good at all, I find passing out, yeah, that's true. It's not sleep, is it? How long did it take for the brain fog before you go? The brain fog, a few weeks. When I was off it, I still felt a little bit faint, a little bit not there, a bit unsure of myself. I think that's the best way to put it. I wasn't confident walking around. I wasn't confident in supermarkets. I wasn't confident driving. I wasn't confident or in a taxi. I wasn't confident in restaurants. Now I'm confident everywhere. Again, which is good. Getting your confidence back is a massive thing. Because once you lose that, everything just tumbles down like fast and snow for a date, really, isn't it? That's the issue. That's the problem. If you benefit from the support, it's not me, not us, only me, then please hit the super, thanks, super chat, super chat button, and just leave a donation and keep going with this. I want to make this as big as possible. I want to make this the biggest channel in the UK, if not the world, one of the world. But I want to include you with it. So the more of us there are regularly on here, the more power we've got, if that makes sense. And the more we can do for each other. Anybody got any particular questions or worries? Because I used to worry all the time. Overthinking was horrendous. Funny enough, I saw a doctor today who I saw many years ago when I came back from London for a brief visit to try and get off the drink. And she recognised me. She said, "Oh, you're looking well." And she was the first one that gave me diazepam. It must be 20 odd years ago when I was still in the Met. But I came up to annual leave and tried to get off the drink. I had a seizure. Jesus. Alan Shearer. Hello, how are you doing, Alan? It won't be the real Alan Shearer, I wouldn't have thought. He'd probably be in the Diamond Pub in Ponteland, which is about 5 minutes from me, or 5 miles away from me. Yeah, they refused to give me meds as well. I tried to get diazepam after 8 years, and the doctor said, "You'd be addicted." I said, "Well, how can I be addicted? I've been off for 8 years." It's crazy, isn't it? There's a few more people joining now. Get as many people on as you can. You know to have friends and people who've got drinking problems. Mind you, a lot of my friends didn't listen to me. They don't listen to me. They're in a hell of a state now, even 5 years later. They look older, more pissed off with life, and they're not very well at all, Diazepam, dangerous. Well, I had them 4 times over a period of about 15 years, Mr. Shearer, and I was all right with them. I had 6, 7 days at a time, but they can be addictive. But after 8 years, what's the danger? You don't get addicted after 8 years, eh? If you haven't had any for 8 years, it's just trying to get me off the booze again, But couldn't get them. In the end, I got some of the internet. I didn't trust the internet, and I got in more mess, Okay, maybe that's good. Being here is a start. Well, this is a good start. Be here. Get yourself on here regularly and interact with other people. There's a lot of subscribers who are very knowledgeable in the alcohol field, because most of them have been down at the bottom of the bottle like me, and a lot have recovered. Still here. Diazepam withdrawal symptoms. I never had any, but I only had them about 4 times, I think. But if you're on them full time, it could be bad. That's before, if you benefit from the channel, stick a donation in on the super chats. It's most welcome, and it helps me to produce these sort of things and the videos and other stuff I'm going to do for you to help you all, because I'd hate to lose one person. Because the way we're going to lose somebody is by relapse. So when you think you're going to have a beer, get in touch with somebody on here. I mean, I've got a lot of people I mentor who just drop me a line. I'm feeling like a beer, and it's something, Hi, Diddy. Hello, Dave. Good evening. Thanks very much for that donation. Most welcome. Makes a big difference to get a donation. Keeps the channel going, keeps it strong. And everybody who's got themselves sober, then fantastic. Everybody who's trying, fantastic. Relapse is part of the journey, isn't it, of trying to get sober or getting sober. So when you do relapse, if you do relapse, then certainly don't beat yourself up about it, because it's one of those things. It's going to happen. It's a natural progression. But what you got to do when you do relapse is get back sober again as quick as you can. You see, that's the key. Alcohol and weight gain. Right, a lot of people do gain weight with alcohol. A lot of sugar in it. However, I went the other way because I was so seriously ill. I had malnutrition. Did you ever feel more paranoid in relationship terms? I think 100%. 100% CJ. Yeah, you do feel paranoid. I did with my ex-wife, and I didn't even like it, really, to be honest, in the end. But yeah, you do become paranoid. You become paranoid about everything. You think people are watching you as well. Lisa, started having the 0 Guinness. It does help me. Last drink Friday. Deteriorated bathroom a day. Well done, Lisa. How long have you been sober, Lisa? I got a fat face, never lost weight. Yeah, well, that happens in the early stages. You get put weight on, but if you get past that and you get malnutrition, I had to, then you lose weight. Obviously, you lose a lot of weight from your leg muscles. That's the biggest muscles. I did a little video about the gym today, and that was one of the things I said. Hope you're well, Dave, and thanks again for that donation. It helps me so much, and I'm trying this on the laptop tonight to see if it makes any difference. If it does, good. If it doesn't, we'll use the phone again. How have you been sober? I've been sober since October 2019. So coming up to 6 years, really. But I did an 8-year spell. Thanks to what you saw the leg presses, yeah. 8-year spell, and I went back on it, which is ridiculous. I heard something today. Don't tell everyone who's sober. Oh, that's because I was telling people my plans. Yeah, don't tell anybody anything. I'm always getting bollocked by my partner for being too open about things. It's best to keep things private. People want to sabotage your life, you know. Thanks, Alan. Yeah, don't tell people what you're doing. When you get sober, walk in with some new clothes on, looking fantastic with a suntan, and then people will be pissed off with you. Don't worry about losing these so-called mates, because they're not really your mates. They are just drinking partners, and they get really pissed off with you if you get sober and you get your life together, and you start having a few holidays, you got a little bit more money, and they will really, really take me. Red Pile Sim, thanks very much. Hi Cap. Thank you very much, Red Pile, for that donation. Fantastic. That's really good of you. Like I said, I can't stress enough how much it helps this channel, how much it will keep me going in terms of equipment and time and things like that, and it makes a massive difference. I really appreciate that. And my aim is to help everybody here and get us all well, because some of us are well, some of us aren't so well, and some of us are in a mess, and let's get them out of the mess. Yeah. Thanks very much, Red Piled Simp. Really appreciate that. Not be off your own. You can always make new friends that have the same outlook as you. That's true. That's why the gym's good, because you meet other people who've got a more healthy attitude to life. Today, I came back from little town Northumberland. It was 4 o'clock. I thought, what should I do? I'd go and sit somewhere, go home, or go and have a zero Guinness somewhere, or Coke, the old geezers and the booze. And I thought, no, I'll go to the gym. I went to the gym. I feel much better. Much better. You know, just an hour. When you go in something half an hour, I think, oh, I'll just stay an hour. Because you meet somebody, talk to us, or got the people in there I knew. I spoke to the staff, they give us some free hydration drinks out. It's all very healthy. Alan Shearer again, the painful things is when you calculate how much money. Honestly, if I added up what I lost, I'd be, well, you know what I'm going to say. It's just ridiculous. I'm too frightened to add it up. I couldn't add it. I mean, I drank in some of the best bars in London. As in the best, you know, probably the most expensive. The amount of money I wasted. I'm currently going through detox and so brutal. Right, J2626. Is that with some sort of medication, or is it a detox as in the premises? I walked past gym this morning, saw a lady fast walking. So I'm doing that now, today, being near sober people with different habits. Yeah, exactly. She's £10 a pint in London now. I was down there not long ago, yeah. We're down in Brighton, actually. It was expensive. Yeah, you'll see people in the gym. You'll see people who live a healthier lifestyle. All you're going to see in the pub are people who drink more than you, maybe, or you know, drink heavily. And some people go in there for sociable drink, but the people who are regular tend to be regular drinkers, so-called problem drinkers, you know. Surrounding yourself with healthy people with healthy habits, nothing better. It's going to change your life. My life's completely different now. And I thought, oh, I'm going to get bored. I've never been bored. Never been bored. I can relate when you said feel that people watching you. So it's your self-worth that goes, yeah. You do feel paranoid. I was frightened to open the door to anybody. I was frightened to answer a letter, you know, a phone call or reply to a letter. Everything became difficult. When you're sober, you still have difficulties. Things will still happen to you, but you can deal with them because you are sober. That's the thing. It's a massive difference, you see. When you're sober, you can have a look at things and you can say, well, I'm going to deal with this way, that way, this sort of thing. Catherine, you go to a gym. Fantastic. The thing is, with the gym, I used to go to a hotel 1 year ago. That was good because I had a sauna and steam room, so I used to go a couple of times a week. A couple of times a day. And I wouldn't have loads of weight or anything like that. I'm too old for lifting massive weights, but I like to keep fit. Cat Weasel, good evening, how are you? And being around people who weren't drinking, go watch football after doing a session in the gym, just have a glass of mineral water or something. That made a big difference. I used to go to the 24-hour Tesco and get some good food and listen to other people's chats about where they've been on holiday. I go to the boozer. Well, I used to go to the boozer. People would just talk about the price of a pint going up 10 pence or something, or what horse lost in 4:30 at Kempton, or how their ex-wife was a pain in the arse, whatever. It's just boring conversation, same old shit, Do small weights, brave Johnny, small weights. That's all you need. Do anything to keep you in rest, keep you a little bit fitter. Strength exercises are the best. To keep youthful, to keep stronger, got to be strength exercises. Free weights if you can. Vince, how do you cope when socializing with people drinking and putting up with the increased routine? Well, Vince, I'm with a lady now, so I don't tend to go out much. Other than with her, we go away quite a bit. We'll go for a meal. I've never been one for last 20 years. I'm a pub drinker. I was when I was in the Met Police because we used to go out after the shift. We'd all be drinking. Well, most of us would be drinking. So I couldn't go in a pub and sit there all night. I'm going for one or two little non-alcoholic beers, but only be for half an hour because they're rubbish. The talk pisses me off. Mr. Alex Davis, thank you for your videos. I'm still drinking but trying to cut down. Struggling though. Okay, Mr. Davis, there'll be a link and a phone number in the description of every video or the last few videos. Drop me a WhatsApp on there or press the beacons link. It'll take you to a support link and have a look at that. Dominic, how did you get through first weeks of sobriety? I was so ill, Dominic, that it was quite easy. I thought I can't die. I was told by the doctor I would die if I drank. I had a couple of minor operations. I had a seizure in hospital. I was in intensive care. I spent just about 2 years in hospital on and off through COVID. I couldn't face another drink. I couldn't face going back to hospital. So it was quite easy. Not easy. It was easy for me to rationalise it and think, if I do this again. I did think about having another drink. Don't get me wrong, I did. I didn't, thankfully. Vincent, a lady today said, make your own way there and leave once they all start getting silly drunks, fair enough. Hello, Observer. How are you? Nice to see you. So when you meet people in the pub, you'll hear them talk about the same old bollocks, and you can't be bothered with it. To be honest, right? We've got 46 people alive. Let's try and we've got to push this 100. I'd like to get 100 people interacting at once by the end of the week. Can we do that? It's easy, isn't it? It's 13,000 subscribers. Surely get 100 of us, surely. People they do talk rubbish, Catherine. Total crap. Yeah, they talk nonsense. Repeat themselves, don't they? A bit like myself. But you know what I'm saying? You're not going to sit with them because you're not getting drunk with them. You talk about something a bit more important, a bit more interesting. Not the same old nonsense. Never drank but around. Cheers, Observer. Glad you're okay. Bravo, Johnny. Never drank but around often. Weatherspoons has come up again. Weatherspoons, is it contributing to more alcohol issues? What do you reckon? Again, if you benefit from the channel, you want to help, you want to keep it going, then drop a super chat thing in, and every little helps, as they say. Because Weatherspoons, I think, because they're opening early, keep people in longer, and that's a massive, massive problem. Mary Elizabeth Butler, good evening to you. Hope you're well, and thanks for the compliment. Because they're there to make money, aren't they? That's all Weatherspoons are, a huge company, and they just don't care about people. And no brews care about people, but you're starting to serve people at 9 a.m. There's got to be a problem there. These people won't be going at 9 o'clock. Yeah, they won't be going to the pub at 9 because they want a social drink, will they? It's not normal. I mean, I now enjoy things like a cup of tea. When I was drinking, I couldn't even hold down a drink, some Stella with lemonade, a cup of tea, a slice of toast, some scrambled eggs. Normal folk do that, I couldn't do that. Shane, I think the danger of alcohol should be taught in schools more. I left school in 1999. I was already drinking like a man at 15. That's very true. 11 in Scotland. Pretty hell. Drinking at 11. Yeah, what's taught in schools is what was taught in my school as well, which is basically don't take drugs. but alcohol's all right. That was the message in a way, wasn't it? 5 years to the day since I escaped the ball and chain. Fantastic, well done. Round of applause for CC and for everybody else who's got sober. 5 years, fantastic. Paul Cockrell, Wetherspoons is open at 8. Do they serve alcohol at 8? Not that it matters, an hour doesn't make any difference in the morning. I mean, most people's systems aren't ready for a drink at 8 and 9 o'clock in the morning, 10 o'clock in the morning, even 11 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, well done, Cat Weasel, giving him a big up. Shout out for anybody who puts the next super chat in. Doesn't matter how much it is, but it all helps the channel to grow and get stronger. Yeah, 9 o'clock to serve alcohol. Right, it's far too early, isn't it? Come on. Unless you're on night duty, or you've been on night duty. The vast majority of people in Wetherspoons aren't on night duty. I went to one in Durham the other day for a bit of breakfast, cup of coffee, because you get this coffee that's it's about pounding, fill, you keep going back for more. The tip there is for you in Wetherspoons. This is what you do with the coffee. You get a latte, right? You pour a bit of it out, and you get a cut of espressos in it, and that's the proper coffee. The other stuff's just like pea water, isn't it? I've had a heavy weekend. Mark's had a heavy weekend. It's scary how much I've drank. I've filled my recycling bin with cans. Mark, get onto the description and the videos and WhatsApp me. Airports. Well, yeah, Michael, that can be because somebody's on holiday. There's home office canteen laws in the military and all that sort of thing. That's a little bit different. Wetherspoons is a mainstream pub. There's a Wetherspoon in most towns and cities now, and you get a drink at 9 o'clock. That's not good. It's encouraging problems, It really is. I understand the airport thing, but everyone's done that. I'm on holiday. That type of thing, kind of a caffeine soda makes me paranoid. James, how are you doing? Nice to see you. It was a miracle, CC. Used to drink morning, day and night. Went to church, and then the message preached about was the righteous man. Well, that's his man. That's good. A light bulb moment's good. 5 in Brighton. Awful. Know what that means? 5 in Brighton. Have you ever been on anti-craving medications? No, I haven't. I had a friend who was on a camper site. I don't know really if it did him any good. He had a stroke 2 weeks ago, so probably hasn't. He went back on the vodka. My ego keeps me addicted under the influence. I role play the Oliver Reed thing. Neil, yeah, I see what you're saying. It's going to kill you. It's going to kill you. Okay, cheers, Luke. Yeah, the Oliver Reed thing. He was a nutcase, really, wasn't he? I mean, we all were. I was. I probably still am to some degree, but I'm not drinking. I'm just, crazy about the drink. I'm newish. I always watch. I just started chatting. Thanks, Observer. Anybody got any worries about relapsing? Because we'll try and sort of address them. Or you can do one-to-one with me. I've got a couple of chaps I'm speaking to tomorrow who've come back for a second chat because they've relapsed. But I will get them off because that's what I'm here for. Because relapsing every time is going to make things worse. It really is. Had a panic attack today. Had no alcohol for ages. Hit me like a ton of bricks. Right, my Paul, interesting that one. I did get a few little moments, but not a big panic attack. And you've been off for a while, haven't you? I spoke to you last. Interesting what Paul said there. The panic attack just came out of the blue. That could have been linked to somebody else you don't know, but it probably is linked to long-term alcohol use. It's something to be aware of, isn't it? And to obviously be aware of the fact that going for another drink is not going to help. Thanks, Observer. I appreciate that. Well done, Steve. We're proud of you. Thanks very much. If you are benefiting from these chats, then please drop a donation on the Super Chats button, and every little helps. Let's keep going. We've got 57 people now. Need another 43. That would be good, wouldn't it? I was a constant relapser for years. I'm hoping to break the cycle by planning what I want before the day starts. Well, you can do that, yeah. Lisa, have a look on the description, or just get in touch with me. You'll find the number somewhere. So a lot of the shorts. Catherine, I have a worry I've a relapse, but I'm too old for the strap. I have to cut one. Yeah, you cannot relapse. You cannot. What's the point? Have one, you'll be down to 10 again, Yeah, cat weasel was a coping mechanism for anxiety, but it makes it worse, doesn't it? In long run, you feel a little bit better. But I mean, I remember the anxiety of walking into an Asda or something, like walking in and walking out again. I just couldn't stand it. What was going to happen to me? You got to try and rationalise it. Evening, John Doe, love your vids, loving your lives. Thanks very much, John. So what I was going to talk about the other day was distraction. When I walked into a place like a supermarket or any food hall or anything like that, any shops, I used to ring 150 or ring the speaking clock, and I would have the phone at 150 or I walk on the shop then, even if I didn't ring anybody. That sounds mad, doesn't it? But that gave me something to think about. Instead of thinking I was going to fall over, I always thought I was going to fall over or faint or hit the ground or so hit my head or something, really bad. Oh, yeah, cop one, yeah, I got you. Sorry for the pun. Don't worry about that. My policeman days is long gone. When I was a young man, I did enjoy it, man. But I tell you what, I enjoyed better than being the police. I enjoyed being in the West End, and I enjoyed the parties, up with the drinks. I made my own parties, to be honest. If I relapse again, I will try my last relapse, according to my liver nurse. William, drop me a line. Get on the one-to-one support network. It'll help you out. Dominic, stress of work is a trigger for drinking more. Yeah, that's another thing. Yeah, the pressure of work, the economy's in a mess, isn't it? That sort of thing, that doesn't help. The economy being fucked, basically. More pressure on people, prices rising, food prices. Look at food prices now. They're going up every day, aren't they? I think they are, every week at least, anyway. In fact, unfortunately, got to leave. Hope you all feel better soon. Get off the booze. Thanks, Cat Weasel. Good encouragement there for everybody. Keep off the booze. Well done. Yeah, stress of work. That's a massive thing, isn't it? And it's getting worse because of more jobless, and employers are becoming tighter with money. You've got this bloody system now where people will earn less, a lot less, and prices are rising much faster than wages are. That's a massive reason for people to drink, even a reason, but it can just piss them off. Well, if people get more sick of their lives, they're going to drink more, aren't they? Especially if they've been used to reaching for a drink when they've had a few issues, Thanks, Shane. So yeah, well done to everybody who's got sober. Well done to everybody on here tonight. Anybody got any other questions? Let's have a look at what else has come in. Alcohol's impact on relationships. We'll talk briefly there about people overthinking. Do you think your partner's having affairs? Do you overanalyze things? All this sort of when you're drinking? Possibly. I didn't particularly because I didn't have a very good relationship. But that's just me. So relationships, if your partner doesn't drink as much, should be pissed off with you. That'll cause problems financially, which will impact the relationship, won't it? These are female hormones, post-menopause hormones, changing my mind. Yeah, I can say that from women. Yeah, understand that one. Leslie, trouble is the beginning alcohol blocks out unwanted thoughts and calms anxiety. As time goes on, anxiety worsens. It's very true. It's short-term gain for long-term pain, isn't it, really? That's the thing. I find drink hasn't all make me paranoid and lower my self-esteem. It does, yeah. It affects you badly, alcohol. Really badly. So, yeah, alcohol's impact on relationships, yeah. Relationships with parents, friends that don't drink as much or deteriorate, become a mess. And affecting parent and family dynamics. Well, yeah, that's a good one. I was 31 when my daughter was born. I did look after her. It was hard work because we went from 10 years having no children, me just recovering from alcohol use, to then having to be on the ball in the morning and go to nurseries and all that sort of thing. It had a big impact on me, that. And I was trying to get myself round. John Joe, I probably partied with the Met more than you. Yeah. As somebody who drinks on their own after work, probably because I'm bored, what's the best thing to do to kill time if you can't afford the gym? Well, the gym I go to is £20 a month. What are you spending on beer a day? You got to work that out. You go for a walk, cook some nice food, get some fruit and veg, read a book, put some music on. That's the thing to do, I mean, £20 a month. What is it, 70 pence a day? The pint's about £6. One, It's very true, isn't it? Thank you, good full moon just gone. So there, yeah, another thing with relationships. Your relationships be knackered. The children, they do suffer, even if you don't want them to, because you'll not be yourself. Catherine, yeah. What about the library? Go to the library? I know it sounds a bit boring this when you've been a heavy drinker, but you got to do something to save your life. Because when I was in hospital, I would have done anything to save my life. And lots of people say, "Oh, I just drink. I'll keep going." When you're taken to hospital and you're in intensive care, they say you might not even live for another year. Then you wake up, don't you? I left my last missus, took my son. She was secretly taking crack when we went in the middle of the night. Jesus. Yeah, there's a lot of issues in families and this sort of thing with alcohol and other drugs and whatnot. As I said before, if you want to help the channel, then hit the super chats button and let's get a few donations and let's get this well funded, because a well funded channel will do better. We'll get some better equipment for a start. You see, people. Does alcohol, do you think, lead onto other drugs? Is it a gateway drug? It didn't for me lead onto anything. I just wanted more lager. I wanted a stronger lager or stronger beers, That's the problem. Start reading, crafting, learn an instrument, yeah. Try old hobbies. You've got to try and change your life. And once you're sober, a lot of people can get sober, then it's all in here, isn't it? It's not like I said the other night, it's not like going in for a heart operation, is it? All you've got to do is stop drinking. That's it, isn't it? Don't pick up the first drink and you've been off. But I did it many times. I relapsed so many times. I've forgotten how many. I used to hide my base from my wife and tell her, we've all done that, Luke, yeah. I used to put it in the car, in the garage. Garage is a good place. I wish I could moderate. That was a problem for me. It's all or nothing. It's one drink or 100, isn't it? Lisa No wasn't a gateway. No, not for me. Oh, good now, my boys' university. That's good, maybe. Shane Rooney, we also has helped me quit over the last 9 months, researching the science into what alcohol. That's good, yeah. Do a bit of research. When you're craving a pint, it's difficult to do research. This is the problem. We've got to get people off. And once we're off, we've got to keep people focused on something. You have to have an interest. Whether it's a woman, a man, a gym, a pedal cycle, making model aeroplanes or something, you've got to go through it. The amount of time you spend in the pub and recovering from alcohol issues is huge. And you have to fill that gap with something. I said, exactly. It's always the first drink. Yeah, the first drink can be the last one. Do you think the word relapse is too soft or almost makes it sound acceptable? Yeah, it probably is. It should be death sentence, shouldn't it? Darren, after a few years, you don't miss the drink. At least for me, that's very true. I don't miss it at all. Russell, have you ever tried a pina colada? No. I've never tried cocktails. A guy on your channel said he'd held his booze in the fish pond and then fished out. That's quite good, isn't it? I don't know, fish pond. Yeah, I did hide some of mine in a hole in Epping Forest mine, which was quite a good one. I always used to find it like hidden treasure, The last time I relapsed, I felt that the alcohol had not much effect. Yeah, it's a good point. When you're talking about drugs, Catherine, the thing is, with alcohol, that is your drug, isn't it, really? Why are you going to change it? You get used to it. It's available. It's harder to get heroin than it is to get alcohol, isn't it? Just stick with alcohol. It's going to be a drug. But it's everywhere. That's why we do it, isn't it? So no, I don't think it leads to anything more, Steve. You're either going to be stronger drugs, etc. Yeah, you're right. Well, with me, I know it didn't lead to anything. We've got 65 people, 67. We need another 33 to get that magic 100. First person to do another super chat will give a massive shout out to and a round of applause. Just a couple of quid, whatever you've got to afford, will help the channel to grow. And I want to make it huge by Christmas. That's another 5 months, isn't it? Can you believe it's the middle of July already? Jesus Christ. Cat Weasel, thank you very much. That's a fantastic donation. Brilliant work. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. So good to see a lot of you on here. We've got now a couple of donations. Fantastic. A few sober people. Fantastic. 73 people engaging. Fantastic. My ex-partner, he passed in March this year. His old video, he said, I keep drinking but can't get drunk anymore. That's so sad, and it's so true that. Thank you again, Cat Weasel. Well done. Round of applause for Cat Weasel. When somebody can't stop, because I never got drunk in the end, I just drank to try and feel a little bit better. And I never felt any better, Only drank the drugs, the booze was enough. It was for me as well. It made me feel bloody awful though. I mean, really, really sick, really terrible. I didn't enjoy it. I just felt really, really bad. I didn't 5 years of it actually. I just felt disillusioned with life, and I just didn't want. I gave up in the end. That was the problem. And I didn't feel that if I was giving anything to society, I didn't. I was giving it to my daughter. I didn't like anybody anymore. I didn't feel wanted. I didn't feel myself. I just didn't feel anything. I felt I was dying. And I was a weeks from death, apparently. When I speak to the doctors now and we go over things, I can speak quite rationally now and speak confidently to them. And, ask them what happened. And I was told that my damage was done when I was very young because of the regular drinking. Which is sad, isn't it, really? It's very sad. I lost a lot of my productivity to drink. And maybe I would have been a lot healthier and wealthier, but at the moment I've got a good life because I'm settled. I've got peace in my mind. There's nothing better than having peace in your mind. And I'm on the laptop now, speaking to you, find people from all over the world. It's pretty good, isn't it? From somebody who's dying 6 years ago. I've got people from Russia, Australia, Tasmania, people from all over England, Scotland, Wales, Ireland, everywhere, which is really good. And we're becoming friends as well, which is brilliant. Margaret, I ended up drinking to feel normal. That's what I did. I ended up drinking to get in the shower. All horror drugs I tried because I was drunk. Fair. Yes, fair. Yeah, I agree with that. You're drunk and your inhibitions are lowered. Marie, sounds like you were very depressed. I was horrendous, Marie. Horrendously depressed. I actually told the doctor in hospital I was suicidal. The stigma's still there. 100%, Catherine. The stigma's probably worse than it was years ago. Are you using filters on your face right now? No, this is a Google Chrome thing, Chromebook, and it's all I can say is like a mist. I know I use the iPhone, but a part of my daughter said, "Oh, use the laptop, use the laptop." It's never been used, you see. Probably dust. I found towards the height of my drinking that even though my tolerance levels were so high, I was still a comfort with my personality type. And I was like, yeah. How did you meet your current partner? That's a bit personal, isn't it? I never feel any better, Sue, but I can't help it. That's the thing, John. You don't feel any better. You just drink for drinking's sake. You drink because you don't feel well. You think it's going to do you some good, and it doesn't. Thanks again. Big shout out for all the people who've super chatted there, given the donations, no matter how big or small. It all helps the channel. It keeps me motivated to keep helping you and knowing that you're coming on here every day. And if you can get it regular, I mean, I did the AA twice. I didn't find it much fun. I want to make this a serious channel, but with a bit of fun edge, if that makes sense, because we can get out of this. There's light at the end of the tunnel for everybody here, There really is. Maury, thank you very much for that. Another donation. Big shout out. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And Maury's regular on here, which is really, really good. We'll keep as many regulars as possible. This can be like a sober pub, can't it? The AA helps people. I don't know how, but I think we can maybe make this a bit like the AA, but a bit more fun, with no preaching, just chatting. Maybe the odd bit of hilarity, because we can all look back on times where we drank and we had some fucking great times, didn't we? We wouldn't have done it again. You don't do something which harms you over and over again unless you had some fun out of it. We must all have some crazy, crazy stories. I'm sure we do. It's madness. I did AA for 7 years on and off. Couldn't get sober. That seems to be a bit of a thread, that with AA. A lot of people have done it, but never actually made anything of it. Let me just answer this question. Right. The next question is effects on financial strain. What do you think about that? The finances under pressure. Because my finances were so under pressure, I had to hide the bank statements. I was getting money out on credit cards. I was opening other credit cards without my partner's knowledge. I was becoming very secretive. And because I was working shifts, I had a bit of an arrangement with the postie. I used to meet the postman when I came up to the bank. I used to get the letters first. I used to hide the bank statements, right? And that would be my way of like trying to hide stuff. But my ex-wife wasn't fucking stupid. Where's the Barclaycard? So I had the Barclaycard stayed for 3 months, then she started ringing Barclaycard up, and the shit would hit the fan. You know what I'm saying? Which is no good, is it? I was always too shy to tell my story. Yeah, yeah, I understand, brother. John, why are people asking personal questions when you're next on people's house to mate's birth? Yeah, good point, Joe. As I said, it's very personal. Crazy stories, right? Massive crack and banter at times, falling to the floor after. Oh yeah, man. We all had a laugh with drink, didn't we? Get another pint in, put £20 in the whip, get 10 pints, get five at fucking last orders. I mean, it was madness, wasn't it? When you're young, it's great crack, great fun. It's just like the whole of life was lightened up, wasn't it? When we were younger, about And I just think, do I miss it? Not really. I'm better enough now. I'm more than wise, you know. Do you know what I mean? And I think I just want to be. I want to be helpful to people now. I was felt so bad when I was in hospital, and I'm so happy to be alive. Every day's a good day for now, you know. And I just feel like I can help people, and it's a fantastic, not a gift. It's a fantastic feeling when someone says, "Oh, you've helped me," you know. Well, that's the person. I've got no idea, Catherine. They can ask away, but I'm not getting any fucking answers. Um, what was your drink of choice? I used to drink Stella, or I used to drink any premium lager, to be honest, and Guinness in the end, to be fair. But I did try wines and spirits, but it weren't for me. Because I used to like. Is it a real Alan Shearer? Let's find out. Do you live in Ponteland? And if you ask where Ponteland is, it's not the real Alan Shearer, is it? Because I know more or less what town he lives in. What approach would you take if you thought a mate was becoming alcohol dependent? I've got mates that booze every day. It's not going to really hurt them. Right, I'm not telling you my name. Right, you can't do anything. You can say to them you're drinking too much, they'll just tell you fuck off. The person himself has to want to drink, has to want to give up the drink and drink something else, have a cup of coffee. You can't tell a drinker to change. It has to come from within. And you can't make somebody give up something which they enjoyed at one point in their life, you know. Answer, why pet bollocks, Alan? Who's running the Blackbird at the moment, Alan? If you're from wherever you think you are. Got to keep it lighthearted. We've gone down to 61 now. Let's get back. Well, 59. Jeez, people are leaving. Let's make it more serious, right? Right, alcohol and work. Somebody's asked about. Right, work performance will dive because you're not feeling well. I jumped in a pickup truck at traffic lights years ago, pissed up. The inevitable happened down the road, and I came flying out. Well, yeah. I had a good job in the late 90s, and I'm paying slates and dodgy old boozers with 300 or 400 quid. Yeah, well, world used to get a tab, didn't we, or slate, that sort of thing. Your finances are dreadful with alcohol. So work performance, it will dip very quickly because you're not focused on your job. And when your colleagues start to notice that you're smelling the drink, then you're knackered, don't you, really? Scooter Bob, good day to you. Anybody want to hit the super chats for a round of applause? It doesn't matter how much you put in, just keep it going. Next question. Again, another one about anxiety, the vicious cycle of anxiety. I mean, has anybody not had anxiety here? Because I had horrendous anxiety when I drank. Even if I didn't have that much, the next day it was like, wow, what's happened? You know, I felt so down. My work performance definitely suffered. My boss was a big drinker as well. I've heard that before. Somebody got a boss was a big drinker. That was a bit like me and the police, you know. I'm not going to name any names for obvious reasons. A lot of us drank, which wasn't encouraged, don't get me wrong, but it became a norm to have a drink after work. It's not just the police, because that was my job. That was what I was into. You know, the press people do, the print work people, the solicitors did, the factory workers did. Everyone drank. Everyone drinks. It's all the same today, isn't it? Skin at the moment. My anxiety was the root cause. Well, of course, yeah. Anxiety is the root cause of drinking, and then the drinking causes further stress and anxiety. Drink is one thing. Drink driving is another. People, oh yeah, drink driving is obviously you're going to kill somebody. If you can afford to drink, you can afford to get a fucking taxi, can't you? I remember nicking a guy in London who was a judge. He'd been done 3 or 4 times for drink drive, still drunk drive, because just felt he was above the law. Anxiety all the time when I was boozing. I think it was because I had to deal with responsibilities and realised I wasted my weekend being home. Yeah, you can't deal with anything when you're drinking. And your responsibilities get left, don't they? Drinking culture in general in the UK is bad, I agree. Mark, I had terrible anxiety today to the point of not being able to get my words out. Well, yeah, I can see that. I couldn't face anybody, you see. The poor diet follows drinking. Of course it does. If you drink, you won't eat properly. Cat Weasel, thank you very much for that. Fantastic. Couple of quid off Luke for Luke. Brilliant. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Really do. The thing is that your anxiety will take over, and it's not a good place to be. It really isn't. And like you say, the poor diet follows the drinking. You don't want to eat anything because you're sick, all this sort of kind of, and then you feel worse every day. And one day goes to the next day and never gets any fucking better. It just gets worse and worse. It's slow suicide. That's what drinking is. Slow suicide. It's only better than that, really, is it? Slow suicide. I'm a retired cop as well, Griff. I'm proud of my admit. Good coppers never lose that instinct to want to help. Yeah, that's a good point. I was just talking to somebody today about this. There was an old doctor I used to know. And I said to him, most of the alcoholics or heavy drinking people I know and mentor and support and speak on here with, right, we're all good folk, We're caring people. We're sensitive people. She acknowledged that. So yes, they're very sensitive. She must have seen thousands of us, this doctor, this GP. And her best friend, she told me today, was off the drink. She was a GP as well for 20 years, right? Had a glass of champagne at a Christmas party many years ago, and she died soon after. That's the power of booze. That's to a doctor. So, there you go. Thanks, Catherine. A lot of what you say there too. Oh, sorry to Mark. Yeah, that's good. No, coppers never lose their instinct to help. Most of the general public think policemen run around after armed robbers all the time. That's very rare. 99% of the time, you're trying to help people go into domestic disputes. People locked out of houses, people who've lost their car keys, people who've lost kids in shopping centres, people who've fallen over, people who've been drunk, people who are incapable, people who can't remember where they used to live. It's basically a load of old shite what you're dealing with. And if you're not caring, you won't last 5 minutes in the police. You won't see somebody with a swag bag and a crowbar running along the street. I did once, mate, but maybe without the stripy jumper. So yeah, cops are sensitive. We're all sensitive on here. I bet there's nobody on here that's a bit of a pain in the arse. There might be the odd one, but there'll not be many. I can tell most of the comments are genuine. Apart from that one about when you meet your girlfriend. What am I going to say? In a strip club? I don't know. So yeah, let's move on to the next topic. Links to depression. I've covered that really, haven't I? Alcohol and trauma coping mechanisms. Maybe the armed services. A little bit with that, but then again, I think it's more just a lads culture, lads and lasses, as it were, together. Suicide risk, massive suicide risk, alcohol, huge. I mean, it's mainly men who commit suicide anyway, isn't it? You get depressed, you get down. I got down because I was chronically ill. It wasn't until I started to get better I felt better. Hi there, T. How are you doing? Nice to see you. Anyone benefits from this? Wants to help? Please hit the super chat button, and we'll give you a big shout out. We've got a lot of people on here now. We're 62, whatever, 70 odd. Let's try and get it to 80 at least. You almost must know somebody wants to join. Not join the channel, but just to chat. You know what I mean? You know, just join the live. Well, even being a subscriber to the channel. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe. I called some mountains twice during my drinking. Lisa, was it any good calling some mountains? Because I'd like to think I can do this from here. But I might do another one later on. I did one really late last night, about 1 o'clock. And there's a few people on from the States, and it was quite good having a bit of a chat with people from from the States as well, you know. I never got the smartest. I did Google how to kill myself. I didn't get anything from that. The only person I told at the time was my daughter, and she said, "You must tell the doctor." Told the doctors in the hospital. So I was in and out all the time getting the society's fluid drained up, and it wasn't dealt with. It was never followed up, and it was basically I just got out of it myself, you know. Used to call him every night. Didn't really help, no. Well, as far as I can see, the Samaritans don't help. Has anybody here had any help from the AA? I mean, really positive help. I'd like to know, because most of what I'm getting from yourselves is negative about the AA. And I went twice and it didn't do me any good. Giving booze had no positive impact on my finance. I've been working on the office job for that's what about. I don't pay rent. I only to. It certainly helped me with finance because I was spending so much and wasting too much. It was good. At the end of the call, she said, "Have you seen the time? Do you think you should go and get some sleep?" Never questioned me. Oh, that's good, and that's good to hear. It's somebody to talk to, isn't it? Please go to the doctor if you check the local mental health system. Yeah, good advice, Cat Weasel. What was the first sign you had a physical problem with alcohol? I had this swollen stomach, and I was losing weight, and I had a hernia. The first thing was a hernia. Started very small in the umbilical area and got worse, and that happened when I was sober. When the liver gets cirrhotic, cirrhosis or fibrosis, then it shrinks, and certain proteins can't be processed, and then that's how you get the society's fluid. Magpie, what about me? What was the first? Yeah, feeling unwell, a general feeling of not being myself, not being hungry, not enjoying life. That was the basic one. I never enjoyed my life when I was a drinker. I did initially when I was young. After about 35, no, never enjoyed it really. I was just running away from things. Lisa, you're not alone. No, she isn't alone at all. We're all here to, to experience and share experiences as well. But yeah, I'm glad the Samaritans helped you there. Whether or not they would help me, I don't know. I didn't bring the Samaritans. Keep meaning to ask you. Oh, this is wallpaper. An ex-girlfriend of mine put on a few years ago. It's a different flat. It was a rental flat at one point. A is useful as a distraction. Yeah, that's interesting. Distraction. It fills in a bit of time, I suppose, doesn't it? Keeps off the booze. One thing I was going to mention, which isn't in the questions here, well done, T. 18 months sober, fantastic. Was I can't remember what I was going to mention now. What was it about? Oh yeah, just keep yourself busy. Really, keep yourself busy. Keep yourself occupied with something. You know. Says John, I used to watch a chef exposer who did YouTube videos from Darlington. Anybody ever watch him? No videos. I have heard of this chap. Maybe he's gone back on the booze. Unfortunately, you don't know, or maybe he's moved on to something bigger and better, or less salubrious. I don't know. Next one here, warning signs. Right. Warning signs of alcohol dependence. I think we all know what they are. I mean, they're basically the cravings, the scratching around for a few quid for beers, the feeling unwell, the looking terrible, all that sort of thing. Got to learn to pay yourself first. Yeah, that's a good point. Lisa, thanks everyone for kind words. We'll take it as well. Yes, Lisa, there's some good people on here, you know, really good people. The more people we get on regularly here, the more impact we'll have as a group. And why can't we all share in the success in the future? There's no reason why not. We get the first 100 regulars, then we'll be able to put a top fans thing on here, and earmark people who are useful. I love Keith Floyd. Yeah, he didn't last long, did he? He was a big wine drinker, wasn't he? A very flamboyant character, if I remember. And this is the next girlfriend with a taste of what? Oh no, it was a brief thing that it's very successful actually. Property developer, millionairess. However, that's a different story, isn't it? Again, if you benefit from these videos and the channel and the lives, then put a sort of chat in, and we'll give you a big shout out. We'll give a big shout out. I'll give a big shout out. I keep saying we, I don't know why, because we're a group, aren't we? I'll give a big shout out to everybody, because only me does this. My partner was instrumental in starting this out. Big thanks to her. My daughter's helped as well. So I've got two of my favourite women, well, the favourite women on my side. The three of us have been, together on this, but I'm sort of left to do all this, which I enjoy because I know that you are here to be helped, and I'm the only one that can help you. No one. Who's Keith Floyd? Oh yeah, God Floyd. Thanks, Catherine. It's good work, isn't it? It's not like mine. If I stuck it on, it'd be falling off. How long before you noticed the benefits of sobriety? The first week or two, I started to feel a bit more hungry. I remember the huge 90s boozing culture. It was mental, wasn't it? I worked at the biggest estate in Wembley. Every payday was Friday lunch. By Friday lunch, I shouldn't have drunk a bottle of tequila an hour. Yeah. I was in central London in the 80s. The 90s, it was mental. Hello, Robert. How are you doing? Thank you very much, so much for that donation. Big shout out to Super Ivan Robert. Super Levan Robert. Well done. Thank you so much. Fantastic. Amazing. Thanks very much. That's a celebration. And this laptop's much better, you know. Thank you very much. As a moderator. Right, anybody wants to become a moderator? If they put a super chat in, I can put them as a moderator. I don't know what that actually means, but it sounds good, doesn't it? If you want to become a moderator. Let's have a look what it does. Right, there we go. Channel activities. Yeah, let's have a few moderators. Because when we get thousands on here, we'll need moderators, won't we? To take off stupid questions. So yeah, next question. A lot of people want to answer questions. This is what I like. You've got to put your questions in. It's really good. Right, let's have a look. Alcoholism. We've got within suicide risk. Right, when just one becomes something, why can't we just have one? That's the question. Why can't we just have one drink? Yeah, you can't have one, can you? Because one will lead to more, and it's going to go. You know, we'll just get worse and worse and worse over time. You know, one will lead to two, and then three, and then four, and five, and so on. So you can't just have one. It will take you straight back to where you were in the past, and which is not a good place to be, is it? Has ever drink in the Cumberland Biker? I haven't. I've been to the what's the Arabian? Is it Arabian Biker? Shields Road. I know that area really well. I've got some friends there. Paul Charlton, thanks very much. Another round of applause for Paul. Nice donation there. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Whereabouts are you based, Paul? As a matter of interest. So yeah, Biker. Biker was a part of Newcastle where there's a Wetherspoons there, and it was only £1 a pint recently. Or 99 pence. Good, isn't it? Wetherspoons. Keep that in your mind. It's a question I can't answer. Yeah, so that was Biker area. You'll all have an area where it's a little bit rough and ready, but there's a lot of characters in there. And we were all characters when we drank, weren't we? Don't go anywhere, Steve. I've got to take the door. I'll be here for a while, yeah. It's only 10 o'clock, isn't it? I don't go to bed really late. My partner's gone to bed. Well, she doesn't live with me, but she had a good night earlier, and she's got a tough job tomorrow. Towlaw Country, Towlaw, Honor yeah. I met you, Paul. Towlaw. Do you think the drink culture in the police was detrimental to you? No. Look, I don't think the drink culture was detrimental. I loved it. Me pushed it somehow. I was quite a young sergeant. I said, let's go for a pint after work. So I loved it, mate. I loved being in Epping Forest. I had a great place to live. I was on the central line. I didn't have to drive anywhere after work and have a few pints, you know. Today's the hottest day of the summer in Finland. Fantastic. Nice to see you from Finland. A little round of applause for Finland. That's a country that haven't been represented yet. It's got the Eurovision Song Contest, isn't it? Some of the WMCs in Middlesbrough used to do the pound for a pint. Yeah. Working men's clubs. Now, they have disappeared largely, haven't they? I remember getting to join a working men's club in a place called Morpeth in Northumberland when I was 15. My dad was a local copper. It's a bit of a funny story, this. And this guy allowed me to pour a pint. He said, have you ever poured a pint? I said, yeah. I just winged it as you wing. He paid me fuck all, you know. So he used to take 50 pence out of the till every couple of hours. Because he used to go on the piss himself, leave me in charge of the club. I mean, the committee men, the guys who ran the club, I think it gave me a lot of responsibility. I'm only 15, 16. I'll come back on my own. So I showed how to change a barrel. He died not long after that. He used to have half a beer in every pub in Morton. There's about 30 pubs then. He would never have a pint. But he always had a half. But obviously caught up in, maybe I lived in France for 6 years. I was a smuggler. Good lad. My 50 pence out the till isn't particularly important, is it? I'm only going to smuggle on you. Yeah, anybody else want to hit the super chat button? It's a wonderful thing. Keeps this channel very, very high profile. There are some other people. Bat Country's good. I've never heard of him. He's quite an interesting chap. He's been a lot of places all over the world. I think we've all got stories. Every one of us in here has got a story to tell, an amusing story, an interesting story, a tragic story. And you want to share your stories, please do. Comments are highlighted there. Apparently, science says that turns the switch on off. That stops you from not wanting more. Alcohol overrides the brain. I think a lot of it's in your own head as well, mind, with alcohol. Next question. High functioning alcoholism, hidden danger. Right? I thought I was a high functioning alcoholic. I can function much better now without a drink. I think we function, we have this mask if we're clever enough. Most alcoholics, and most of you on here, if not all of you, are quite devious people. By that I mean that in a good way. Clever people. And we're not fucking brain dead. And that's how we get around all of the complexities of hiding the booze. Tell people to get to do exercise too. Yeah, exercise is fantastic. Really is. Starlight, good evening to you. How are you doing? I found the first week of giving up booze and cigarettes the same week the hardest thing I've ever done. Yeah, it is, Paul, but it's the best thing you've ever done as well, isn't it? Maybe the hardest, but it's the best thing you've ever done. That's amazing. Thanks for all the donations so far. It really helps the channel. If you want to hit the super chat button or you can go buy me a coffee if you can't get into that. And allow me to maybe buy a better laptop, I think. What we need. Right, the role of denial. Did you all deny you had a problem? I did for years. Really bad. Martin Hunt. I had a friend in MI6 in the early 90s and recall him telling me about the police section house. Right, was that Trenchard House? Because I stayed in there many times. I've pissed in there many, 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 many times. Trenchard House was in Soho. None of the section houses are there anymore. The land was so expensive, they sold them all off and built flats and stuff. When do I plan to stay on to? How long do you want me to stay on to? Look, maybe another 45 minutes or so. Just keep going. If I'm still getting some donations in, I'll stay as long as you want. I want to make the channel bigger. I want to grow it as fast as possible. I think you become a liar. You do, you lie to yourself. You know you're drinking too much. When you go to the doctors, you tell lies. The doctors that I speak to, I mean, I have two very good friends, but not very good friends. Guys who I speak to, they're not mates of mine, really. I mean, like, oh, come and meet the wife, that sort of thing. They speak to me, and they all go on about how people lie. But there's another thing I brought up the other day about Martin, probably is right. They've gone, when you get a problem, you've got a bad leg or a bad back, or you're too fat, you're too thin. The doctors give you advice, or a bit of skin cancer, you must keep out of the sun, whatever it is. And you're grateful for the advice, aren't you? I do. Thanks, doctor. I'll do that, See, when you say chef and cook are different, what do you mean? Oh, there's somebody else there. So he'd leave half our back, really getting great work. Thanks, Carl. Yeah, so somebody said you got a bit of skin cancer, keep out of the sun. You're grateful for the doctor's advice, aren't you? When you say to the doctor, oh, I'm drinking too much, he says, stop fucking drinking or cut down, you're really pissed off. And you don't do what he said or she said. These glasses look ridiculous. They're only here because I'm reading the comments. I don't normally wear glasses. So you don't take the doctor's advice on alcohol, but you will everything else. If you had an infection in your toe, you said you must rest that toe for 3 weeks. You'll rest your toe for 3 weeks, best you can. Don't take the bandage off. You'd leave the bandage on, wouldn't you? Drinking, don't drink too much. You go and drink fucking more because you think you know better. I thought I knew better than doctors. And if I'd stopped when I was 30, I wouldn't have carried on with it. Hopefully not. So basically, we have to take heed of things, be a little bit more sensible about things, and grow up, and that sort of thing. Have a look. Right. And this is one for somebody mentioned earlier, how I had friends who were drinking too much. What's your motivation to continue staying sober? Do you ever feel like you've healed? Gallagher, I could never drink again. I know that's impossible. I don't want to drink again. If somebody said to me, "There's £1 million, a pint," I wouldn't do it. I know I'd be ill. The motivation is now my life is fantastic. I've got a clear head. I'm at peace. I don't have to have a drink to relax. I've got a fantastic partner. My daughter's doing well. I'm in good health. I take no medication. And I've been, well, nearly to death, close to death. And I've come back. When you've been that close to death, your perception of life is totally different. Totally different. That's my motivation to keep off it, Chef runs kitchen but cook the food. Thank James Starlight. 100%. Thanks Starlight. We've been doing a few of these super chat things, a bit of a donation. If you're interested in that sort of thing, nice to see you. Where are you from, Starlight? If you don't mind me asking. Another quick question. This guy asked earlier, got some friends who drink. How to talk to somebody about the drinking? You can only advise them because they aren't going to stop because of you. They're going to even resent you for it. The guys I used to speak to regularly don't like me, and I don't give a fuck, to be honest, because my life's good, and I'm not jealous of anybody. But they're jealous of me because I've got sober, I think, and because I'm looking fitter and better than them. And that's not my fault. They all had the chance to stop drinking, didn't they? Ireland. Oh, good man. Well, we were in Dublin actually last week at a wedding. Bloody expensive there, man. The hotels and the food. But I did have some 0% Guinness on draft, which was fantastic. I'd never been to Dublin before. I expected a bit more of it than it was. Really, just a city like Leeds, really. I thought, but went for a wedding. That was quite good. Do you think most people ask their self, what would I be? Yeah, that's a good point, Mark. What would I be without drinking? Because drinking's been such a big part of your life, you think you're going to lose yourself in sobriety, don't you? It's actually very good for you to be sober, and it'll change your life for the better. It'll improve your life. Next person to a super chat. Big shout out to them. Right, first steps to reducing or quitting alcohol. Doctors will tell you to taper off. If you can't taper off, that's good. Start to taper off slowly though, and don't taper off quickly, as it were. Don't go from 10 to 5 to 4 and then to 2. Do you think most people ask themselves, hi Paul, Sam, I've got a lot of people in this village that I don't bother with as they're all still full on drinks, yeah. Same here, Paul. Gothenburg High Street, I used to know everybody drunk. They hardly ever speak to me now. I don't speak to them. I just walk tall. We are quite a big chap as well, and we walk above them, walk over them. Become the minority hero because we're in the minority. There's nothing wrong with being in that minority if you're doing well. Non-drinkers. Paul, I've had advice from some doctors who were exactly overweight. We've seen some of the nurses these days. Jesus Christ. They're like wrestlers, aren't they? That's a bit personal, but somehow. First step is reducing or quitting. Taper off slowly. Some people can actually come off slowly and successfully. I couldn't. I needed to have a complete stop with medication. That's the only thing that worked for me. We're all different, aren't we? Our bodies are different, our minds are different, that sort of thing. Looking at the physical appearance of some of the very heavy daily drinkers in my local, is a good bit of motivation. Yeah, Martin. Most very, very dependent people have very thin legs and arms because muscle wastage because they're malnourished with big bellies. It's getting a bit personal, but it's true. If you Google ascites fluid, you see these people with huge stomachs that look pregnant, and basically they're just that's only 10 o'clock. That was later. They're basically got full of fluid because the liver's packing in, and they've got no muscle. They've got no muscle mass. That's a problem. It's a really bad thing. Let me just answer this person here. So you lose muscle mass and you look absolutely terrible. I just wonder how many of us will be able to help other people, because we've got the knowledge. We've all got the knowledge because we've been there. And once you've got the knowledge, you can use it to help others. And it's fantastic to be able to help people and think, I've done something with my life. I've used this terrible experience I had of being an alcoholic to actually motivate and help people. It's amazing, really. And I just wonder if we can get this group so good we can help thousands, which would be fantastic, wouldn't it? Paul, the absolute joy I now get from walking past my local pub and seeing all the same faces and same. Yeah, it's very true that, Paul. You see them, they go downhill very quick, don't they? And they go downhill mentally as well. And they'll go down even more mental because you're a strong bloke like me. We're both big fellas, and they fucking hate it. No matter how big you are, that's actually to everybody else here. If you're strong in the mind and you get any negative feedback of these people, just tell them to fuck off. In your mind, even. It is a good feeling to go past a pub and not want to go in. You know what I'm saying? Do you remember day one of your sober journey and how long it took? Mine was a bit different. I was in hospital. I was sort of sober in hospital. I didn't get weaned off. I just had I had a few medical issues, and I was in hospital. So it sort of built my strength up and all that sort of while I was in there. I mean, I was in 4-hourly obs, so I was really sick. Really, nearly. It was very touch and go with me. But just getting sober in general was better. Everyone can help each other from being here. Best help is someone that understands. Of course, it is, darling. Yeah, we all understand. That's good. We know more than the doctors do. Doctors can prescribe things. Surgeons can stitch you back up and fix you. But only you know, and I know, what it's like to be an alcoholic. It's a very, very unusual skill, isn't it, really? Thanks, Martin. All the best up at 5 a.m. Good man. Hope your morning goes well. Like your video on anxiety regarding running out of beer. Yeah, the running out of beer thing. It was absolutely. I was terrified. I've been in some scary situations in the police. Run out of alcohol. Jesus Christ, it was like fucking hell. And that night, my sister brought 4 small cans of Stella. I could have fucking killed her because you want more. You know you need more. Otherwise, you could have these shakes and feel really terrible. I've watched lots of your videos, some really useful insight and sharing your experience. Thanks, Andy. Really positive, a lot of positive feedback here. It's fantastic. Get back on fizzy water. That's good. Catherine, I worked with a guy who died from drink. His mind started to go as well. It was so sad. He was a young guy. Yeah, it's horrendous, isn't it? Mind goes, your body goes. It's linked, isn't it? The two work in unison, obviously. The body and mind go. It's not a good combination. It's really bad. It's not good. They don't call it a demon drink. Yeah, it's a demon, isn't it? It takes over everything. It destroys everything. Shane, something to bear in mind also, alcohol is a group 1 carcinogen. Sorry. We associate smokers and getting cancer, but alcohol is just as dangerous, 100%. Throat cancer, stomach cancer. There's lots of cancers linked to alcohol. Because it degrades your body, doesn't it? You're getting old all the time. We're in an old car now. Again, if you benefit from the channel, you enjoy it, you want to promote it, and support me, then please hit the super chat button. It doesn't matter how much it is, just let's get together on this and do it as a group. If we can get a hardcore of 100, I'm gonna take it a bit further. We'll go into that another day. Bear in mind, yeah, the carcinogen. Yeah, I'm curious what sort of age group we have here. But yeah, who's the oldest on here? Probably me. Who's the youngest? John. I know you're 98, John. I've spoken to you before. Are you going to soak on the shirt? I don't know what that is, John. Gave a boost 7 years ago. Best decision ever. Well done, Steph. Fantastic work. Congratulations to you. Are you a regular viewer just wondering what you replace alcohol with? I replace alcohol with some 0% and getting myself well, really, and living life, and just wondering why I wasted so much time and how wonderful life was. Being able to go in the fresh air and walk again after being in a wheelchair. So can't go on. Everyone knows. So No, I don't know what SoCon is. SoCon, probably a joke. You've been my number one inspiration for trying to get sober, so thank you. Cheers, Granga. You're welcome. Everyone's welcome in here. I enjoy helping people. I'm glad to help you. Because it's 50 SoCon D's, not know what the hell that is. John's a bit of a run around here. Right, more serious stuff here. Benefits of quitting alcohol. Well, that's common sense, isn't it? You're going to feel better. You're going to look better. You're going to be more wealthy and healthy. You know, short-term benefits. You're going to feel better. Your sleep will be better. You'll eat better. Your skin will clear up. Well, mine looks absolutely fucking dreadful on this, whatever it is on this screen. But my skin's good. I look younger than my age. I feel good. I go to the gym. Short-term benefits are there. Finances, obviously, and longer-term benefits. You're less susceptible to chronic diseases because you're fitter. You won't get so many colds and flus and things like that either, you know. You won't get so many aches and pains. 80 months off the drink, 52-year-old man, never been fitter. Fantastic elbow, well done. Growing young, we're getting younger. It'll turn your body clock back a bit, you know. Your blood pressure will stabilise. Hundreds of benefits. I can feel my evening. Look, I was 36 in June. Well done, Luke. Some cream right. Who's as old as me? Have a guess how old I am. You probably know anyway. Anybody wants to donate, please hit the super chat button, or you can go through the buy coffee link if you want. I want to keep this channel going. I want to keep it strong. 72 people interacting now. Let's get it to 100. We need 28 more. Come on, fucking hell. Sobriety on screen. Dogs taken. Mission accomplished. Well done, Joe. What type of dog is it? Frederick the Evil Fish. You're 58. No, you're out there. I'm actually 63. I took up kickboxing run. Fantastic. 61, 63. But this is a very bad photograph or a very, very bad screen. I only look 55. If you do an image comparison, it comes up as 53 on computer, the pro one. So there you go. Some of my friends are fucking 80. I looked 80 when I was ill. I've already told you I'm still drinking. Please, how much are you drinking? Jonathan, we need to get this to 100. Come on, it's an absolute bonus channel for everyone. Yeah. Thank you very much. And hit the super chats as well. That'll be another bonus. You look well, Steve, especially after what you went through. Thanks, Catherine. Oh, look fantastic in real life. You'll see me on stage one day. You'll be on stage with me, hopefully. Because we could make this really fucking big. It's a big killer. It kills me 3 million people in the world. Alcohol-related deaths were the highest ever in the UK last year. Nobody's doing anything about it. I'll show you only how old you feel. Well, that's a good point. I think you're a wonderful content creator. Thank you very much, Morgan. I'm sure it helps many hungover people. Yeah, I just mentioned Back Company earlier. I spoke to him the other day, Stu. I know that you cannot even have one beer, but don't miss the buzz. The buzz of having a fantastic partner and having a fantastic life and speaking to you, wonderful people, is much better than any drink. A lot of benefits of taking milk thistle. Right, I'll have a look at that poem. I did mention that to the consultant. She didn't seem to be that keen, but I did not keen on it. She said it won't do any good, but I will try it. I've heard good reports because the doctors tend to go off this very strict guideline, don't they? Back Country, he's interesting, isn't he? Yeah, he's very, very good. He's been through the mill like me as well, I think. Back Country has, yeah, he's done well. Next, super chat donation. We'll get a big round of applause. I haven't had them for a while. I want to get some new equipment. I must get a better laptop because I think this is going to be really big. We've been doing about 6 or 7 lives now, and they're getting better every time. More people involved, better engagement, more questions. Let's have another question that's just come in. Alcohol-free drinks and alternatives. Right. This is one for debate. I drink a Guinness Zero, right, by the gallon. And I've been a little bit admonished for promoting. I don't mean to promote because it doesn't suit a lot of people. It never did me any harm. Even when I was off for 8 years, I drank non-alcoholic or low alcohol lagers. Under half Yorkie, half Chihuahua. Oh yeah, but they're ankle biters. So I drank low alcohol beer for a long time, for 8 years, and didn't do any harm at all. The reason I drank it wasn't because I had cravings, it was because it was an emotional connection that made me drink. It was a girl who I didn't want to tell I had the problem to. And that's why I started after 8 years. Otherwise, I would have been sober since 2006. It was nearly 20 years, isn't it? But in the 20 years that's gone, I've only drunk 4. So I've been sober most of the time. But, it's just one of them things. So you have to look at that and deal with that sort of thing and prevent yourself from relapsing. Let me have a think now. Cravings. Yeah, so the alcohol-free drinks, there is a little bit of alcohol in it, but there's some alcohol content in a ripe banana. There's some alcohol content in cherries. There's some in all fruit. People mention mouthwash. You're not drinking mouthwash. And don't be too purist with this. If a Guinness Zero or alcohol-free lager one now and again is going to help you stay sober, then have one. That's my attitude. But don't go crazy. Don't start going to nightclubs for 4 hours and getting yourself in a mess because you might be tempted then. I'm talking about having one with a bit of lunch. Or popping in the booze at 4 o'clock and have a bag of cashew nuts and speak to the boozers in there. I'll have 1 or 2 then. I have 1 or 2 at home. But I'm not on it all the time. I used to be on lager all the time. I'm not drinking 20 pints a day. So that's just my take on alcoholic drinks, Need off bed. Okay, next. See you soon, man. Reese 29, young man. That's good. Relapse prevention strategies we've been through marketing tactics of alcohol industry. They can be very heavy, can't they? It can be very alluring, alcoholism. There's different kinds of alcoholism. Background, in my opinion, is different. Yeah, he is different. Crept on show over years. Yeah, Bad Company was an extreme drinker, wasn't he? Mine was, like you say, a slow burner with me. A few here, a few there, and it sort of crept in. All with Stu's, he's been a bit like, how's one? He gets nicked. Well, he's been off for 6 months and he ends up in prison. Mine wasn't like that. We're all different, aren't we? Getting show was great, but just don't give you what you want, to be honest with all the time. Yeah. I don't want to get high though, Jonathan. I want to be normal. I want to be normal. I feel good. Seems like you took the crown for the youngest. I thought 29 is good. Who was the oldest one? Who's over 50? Anybody over 60 on here? I doubt it very much. Anybody over 60 will get a massive shout out. Anybody who puts a super chat in will get 2 shout outs now. Because we need to keep this going. I was just eating a packet of prawn cocktail crisps. I like them. The best crisps I ever had, I was a kid, with Bovril. Tudor made them. I got murder part of Bovril crisps. I found something called Santiago Red. It's a blend of botanical. I've seen the botanics. I've got some botanical spirits of a company, but I never obviously drank them. I still got them in the house. Huh? Do you feel afraid of relapse? No, I've never felt fear of relapse after I was in hospital. Though I know I wouldn't do it. I couldn't go through all that pain again. I wouldn't want to let my girlfriend, my fiance down. I wouldn't let my daughter. And most of all, stranger, I wouldn't want to let down the fucking consultant who saved my life. Because when I go and see her twice a year now, she's beaming. Because she said, I really, she's saved my fucking life. She said to me, when I saw her in February, she said, if somebody told me in 2019, we'll help you get out of the ambulance into the liver ward, if you get back to this level of health, I would have questioned it myself. That's a fantastic thing for the doctor to say. Marmite crisps, fantastic, yeah. What kind of music are you into? I like any sort of rock. I used to play in a band. I used to play a lot of punk and progressive rock, that sort of thing. U2 is probably one of my favourites. I like all sorts of bands, all sorts of music. Do you drink a lot of tea or coffee? Not particularly. I drink coffee when I'm with my partner. She likes coffee. That time, but not particularly a lot of tea. I just got my prawn cocktail crisps sent from Edinburgh. Where do you live? On the moon? You can get prawn cocktail crisps anywhere. Why do you get them sent from Edinburgh? That's for Caroline Casado. I need constantly to be physically drinking, Steve. I can't drink this 10 pints. I want to drink 25 pints of instead. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I understand what you mean. Anybody want to support the channel? It's fucking brilliant. Hit the super chat button, please. It doesn't matter how much you put in. Any donations, welcome. Thank you very much for everybody who's donated so far. I know you mean, John. You got this habit of drinking. Yeah, I understand that. Rain in my heart should be shown in every school. I'm drinking 8 pints tonight, no problem. Well, I'm in W. Straight inspiration. Thanks, Starlight. Worcester sauce Fanta, they're even better on them. But nothing beats Bovril. See if you can get them off Amazon. You probably will. So they're made by Tudor Crisps. Amazon. Do you think people are drinking less or more? Do you think people are doing less? A lot more. A lot more. Steph. Because I did some work. I was trying to get on the alcohol care team at the RVI in Newcastle. I spoke to some nurses there the other day. Specialist liver nurses, cirrhosis nurses. And they said people are dying younger of cirrhosis. There is this thread running through that younger people aren't drinking as much. They're drinking less regularly, but they're drinking stronger drinks. And there's some level of high earning youngsters who don't drink as much. But you go on any council estate, they're drinking more. There's socio-economic differences. You ever watched that old documentary, The Wet Room? I've seen bits of The Wet Room. It's quite disturbing. Oh, remember Paul, the Tudors? Fantastic, weren't they? Dandelion and Burdock used to take the bottles back. Waters and Robson's factory was about 100 yards from my old house. I lived in a police house in Morpeth when I was a kid. Yeah, Colin, it's quite disturbing, the wet house, isn't it? DD's Plexton, John Doe. Yeah. So, yeah, Tudor Crisp problem. Fantastic. Absolutely amazing. So we've been in 1 hour, 36 minutes, but didn't get the 100. We'll have to try that. We've got to have that by the end of the week, yeah? I will eat any crisps, especially with bread and butter. Bread and butter? We mean in a sandwich. Okay, now you're scraping the bottom of the barrel there, Paul. Crisp sandwiches. Mind you, I spent all my money on booze. Couldn't fucking afford anything else, probably. I recently got a dog that really helps me to stay sober. Amazing, that is. Have you ever seen the film The Afterlife? With Ricky Gervais, I think it's The Afterlife, where his wife dies of cancer and he has a dog that stops him committing suicide. There's a very heavy emotional line in that film. Emotional thread in that film. It's quite an important film. It's worth watching. Crisp butter, yes. Crisp bomb salad. No, I've never had that. I must try it. I'll get some bread tomorrow. Right, okay. Any more questions? Another one here. Alcohol and young people. Yeah, as I said, younger people are still drinking, and they're drinking stronger drinks. There must be something happening if the cirrhosis patients are younger. What advice would you give to combat boredom and loneliness instead of binge drinking? I found my drinking to become like an unhealthy hobby. Range lit by neon, fantastic name. Try and find something that's going to be more healthy is the thing. That's what you got to do. It's amazing. Dogs are fantastic for mental health, 100%. Afterlife is incredible. Yeah, it is good film. People younger than me don't drink. Some people don't, but a lot of people do. Where would you recommend to start helping others locally? Probably go to the GP and, see if there's any alcohol care teams that can join up. If you're sober, they'll look at you and, maybe it'll help. I mean, my idea is to go into hospitals and say to people, look how ill I was and show them a few photographs of 2019 when I was 9 stone and then show them now. That's what I'm going to do. And try and stop people from relapsing. That's the thing. Thanks for the donation on the other channel there. Anyone wants to anyone benefits from this, if you want to support me, then please hit the super chats button. It doesn't have to be a lot, but a donation helps the channel to grow, and it will grow with your help. It's going to grow, and I want to keep you all these regulars. I'm saying every day. There's a little thing in here, top fans, which will start off soon. We'll keep a list of everybody. Well, I keep saying we. There's only me. We'll keep a list of everybody that's contributing. And the regular, because it makes a massive difference to the chat if we get lots of interaction. No, I've been to Morpeth today though, funny enough. I've got another property up there. I went to London when I was 21, joined the Met Police, then many years later returned to the North East, which was a big mistake. My ex-wife, who fucking was a nightmare. And then I started drinking then heavily. I was a bit depressed when I came back. There was a few reasons why I drank. I was drinking in London anyway. I couldn't give a toss who disagrees with me. We're all on the same boat at the end of the day. 100%, John. Paul John. A crisp sandwich is one of the best sandwiches. Well, I'll try one tomorrow. I need to get some bread first. I've got some crisps, but no bread. So I could have a crisp sandwich without bread, maybe an open sandwich, a bowl of crisps. I've got some butter. There was loads of AA meetings online, groups. AA meetings are so out there. Right, start like this to go, my friend. Did it do you any good? Because most of the comments I get by AA are pretty negative or pretty bland. Not negative, they're bland. Because I found them a bit religious. I have cirrhosis, and why are we talking about crisps? I know that, can't. Like I say, it's a bit of a mixed channel, isn't it? That's why it's different to these really serious things. Cirrhosis, you can live with it. I've got cirrhosis as well, but my blood's come back great. Normally, it's nice to have a bit of light, a bit of something on the lighter side, isn't it? Younger gents smoke weed instead of drinking. Some do. They're still dying of liver disease and still dying of alcohol-related disease. Though youngsters, It depends on the area. Depends on the social dynamics of it all. The jokes at AA, right? What sort of jokes? Give us an AA joke, apart from the car repair people. Because I only went twice. I didn't find any jokes in there. One bloke whinging about he's had his drinks back, he's going to kill somebody. They still use the Serenity prayer and the set aside prayer. What the hell is all that about? Lisa, I respect you beyond words, but praying isn't going to get you off the booze. You know what I mean? Reese, yeah, okay, we'll go with that. If you're in that age group, you know the people, the youngsters on drinking. The cirrhosis patients are obviously coming from the 30-year-olds from different areas, different backgrounds. It's just statistical, isn't it? I'm talking about Newcastle. It could be different areas, but most of the youngsters I know drink quite a bit. Apart from the lot can afford £200 a month gyms who drive Range Rovers around here. That's a bit different, but I've done a lot of work in those kind of places like that. Some rough areas where kids are on the street drinking, 12, 13, 14, getting expelled from school. So, there's different views on that one. The main thing is that alcohol-related deaths are getting higher in numbers. Do you watch any other recurring alcohol? I've seen a couple, but not many. Or at least I've got the message here. It's very true about different younger drinkers. Yeah, it depends on their the social background. Same everything, isn't it? It's strange. This is an interesting statistic as well from the doctors. The people in the south, some areas drink more than people in the north, but more people die in the north than the south because of better education in the south, about looking after yourself, more money to buy better food, weather related, more exercise. I've been making the bowls of prawn salad avocado you showed on your shorts. Never had avocado. Really nice. Yeah, it's very good avocado. It's a very healthy fat, Sandy Hopkins is a hero. His story. He's good. Hopkins, fantastic. Paul, I know a guy that's well known online that goes to Narcotics Anonymous, and it's very religious one. Oh, okay, that's Paul. I haven't had a chance to look at that, to be honest, but I will do. I mean, as I said, it just didn't work for me, but if it works for some people, great. Whatever you can do, whatever we can do as a group, whatever you can do to get healthy, because that's what we need to be. We're trying to get healthy. We're trying to recover from a very serious illness, which is killing millions of people. And to me, it's not being taken serious enough. I don't think. And like I said before, even the doctors don't take it serious enough. I went to Rossity in New. I wasn't as bad as it. Is that a nightclub or something? Rossity. I'm not that familiar with drinking places in Newcastle. You talk a lot. Thanks, Terry. If anybody who wants to support the channel, please hit the super chats button and donate a little bit if you can. Steph, what is the youngest person you heard with liver problems from alcohol? The guy I spoke to not long ago was 23, had some scarring. He was drinking a bottle of whiskey a day. Another guy I know who's now 41, he got diagnosed with fibrosis when he was 22. Disease platinum was 8. So some very young people can have liver issues. People start drinking heavily when they're in the teens. The younger you start drinking, there's a massive statistical difference in how quickly or how likely you are to become an alcoholic. But I suppose that's again common sense. Could be, couldn't it? Now some other question. Um, what it feels like to be alcohol dependent, right? I was going to try it, but I just can't get myself. Well, it's worth having a go if it's good. I didn't find it good, but it's just my opinion. You I don't like couscous. Some people do. Um, what was this one? Yeah. Right. What it feels like to be alcohol dependent. Well, I was alcohol dependent for many years, and it's a whole world of fucking trouble, isn't it? A whole world of trouble when you're alcohol dependent because you're dependent on it. It's in the wording, isn't it? You can't move without alcohol. You can't do anything without alcohol. You're dependent on it, and it's the worst feeling in the world being alcohol dependent. It could be the same for another drug, and it's not good. Uh, Being alcohol dependent makes your life shrink, and you become completely controlled by it. It'll control your mind, your body, your lifestyle. It will take everything, it'll strip everything from you, including your dignity, to the point where I used to be a 999 responder, and I was getting the responders to look after me. This wasn't good. It wasn't good at all. It's not nice to be dependent on alcohol and other people. I was in a wheelchair 3.5 years ago. So, that's what it means to be alcohol dependent. It means your life's fucked, basically. Sorry to swear, but it means your life's gone. You can't function. There's no life there at all. That's not a good place to be. Being alcohol dependent. Challenges faced in early sobriety. One of the biggest challenges in early sobriety is thinking you're going to be able to control it. Yeah, that's a good point, Rains. But Neon here, being alcohol dependent feels like being a slave to substance. Very true. Yeah, you're a slave to it, and you can't escape, can you? That's the problem. Thanks again for everybody who's donated tonight or super chats. Hit the super chats button if you feel this got good value for you. It'll help us grow. Isn't there something called the pink mist when you first get sober? Never heard of that, to be honest. Getting sober, it's a slow process. It feels like a slow process, but it isn't when you work it out a few months later. It's like anything. A month seems a long time, but it isn't really. If I didn't get brought up by strict parents, I'd probably never have trusted booze. Yeah, it's a good point. It's all about lifestyle, isn't it? Yeah, challenges facing early sobriety. Very early on in sobriety, a few times I came off. I thought I was feeling good. I felt I was feeling. I did feel good, and so I thought I could handle it. That's the worst thing you could feel is feeling good about it and thinking go back. You're a slave to alcohol. Your prison spoils your cell. That's very true. And be saying on papers about the nightmare of chicken bottles and hiding the sound of opening the cans. Yeah, opening cans is a nightmare. You got to mask it with something. You got a cough. I used to have to put bottles when I travelled anywhere with family. Put bottles in socks so they didn't clink. They would just be masked. It'd be dumb the sound down. It was a full-time job drinking. Full-time job. You always see. Okay, Mark. Catch you later, son. Speak soon. They said I can have a beer, but not weed. Oh, fair enough. Colin, go to AA with a friend, nothing to lose. That's true. Yeah. So yeah, early sobriety, you will feel like you're going to have another drink. Most people will feel like I can control it now, and that's the dangerous point. Oh, I'll be all right. I can control it. I'm not going to have any bother. And when that happens, then you're back to square one. I said before, I was not in the early sobriety. I was in the very late sobriety after 8 years, and I still relapsed because of an emotional issue. There's all sorts of reasons you can start again, but I can't now because I'll be dead. When I started last time, I wasn't dead. I was near dying. I was all right. I live in the South, Steve, and born and bred. I'm not exactly proud of it nowadays. It's embarrassing compared to there's more patriotic best mates from Durham. Durham's a lovely place. I've been over there quite a lot recently. My mother was near for 4 years. My mother was done some good 4 years, a long stint in one sort of group, isn't it? It has got a good name. I'm not disputing that. It just didn't do anything for me. And a lot of other people that I know just said it didn't work for them. Horses for courses, isn't it? You know, if you can't miss a drink, I understand weed isn't a good look, but neither is, of course it's not. Weed's not good. It's Santa Claus there, it's not Christmas yet, is it? Early recovery, dangers, definitely going back on it. You mentioned about the excessive sweating. I can walk to the shop when I return home. Yeah, you do sweat a lot. If you're coming off the drink, that always happened on and off the drink, really, when I was sober and when I was recovering. Success stories, we'll go on that another day. Alcohol and domestic violence. Well, a lot of crimes linked to alcohol. Domestic violence, assault, all that sort of thing. Lots and lots of reasons that people commit crime. Most crimes linked to some sort of alcohol abuse. Alcohol and homelessness. Lots of people on the streets because they've lost their houses because of the alcohol, because they can't work, they don't make any money, houses taken off them, can't afford the rent, nobody will live with them. Most alcoholics are quite lonely. They don't have partners. The partners are fucked up. They just can't be doing that. I wouldn't want to date a drunk woman. And no, it's not. It's no surprise that my wife and I didn't get on, but we didn't like each other anyway. I don't think it had anything to do with the drink. We just weren't suited. But a lot of marriages and relationships are broken up through alcohol use because somebody's in the pub all the time. That's all. Anybody else wish to hit the supercharge? We've got a big shout out. It'd be nice, wouldn't it? Before we wind up, we've been down nearly 2 hours. It's amazing. Really got a lot of fantastic interaction tonight. Well, I think we've all learned a lot from different people here because we've all got different experiences, and we all learn from each other. That's just life, isn't it? Homelessness, massive problem. Alcoholics in different professions. Very high in the medical profession, very high in construction. It's all a sense of good-hearted people most of it. Yeah, that's so true that I mentioned that earlier about sensitive people. Why are alcoholics generally good folk? Weird, isn't it? Because I think this is my theory. We're overthinkers and we're caring people. And things prey on our minds, so we drink. We're very much worriers, That's the problem. We worry too much. Depends on your weight as well. 10 stone 6. Says out 6 I get no. Yeah, the sweating's, I don't know about all that sweating going on. We're all sensitive people, kind people, decent people, and good people. And we've got to be wary of being people pleasers as well. And that's sometimes why we turn to drink. Just have one. Fuck the pressure on you. Just tell me to fuck off. Because you've got to look after yourself. If you don't look after yourself, you can't look after anybody else. And that's something to bear in mind, isn't it? Because if you're not right, no one's going to be right within your group of friends or your family or whatever, The biggest danger is thinking you can control it again, because you can't. And once you realise that chapter of your life is over, then you realise that things will start looking better for you, you know what I mean? I can't seem to have just the one beer. No, none of us on here can. If I want, I want second there. So in the brain, after 8 years, I was frightened to drink. I drank, and I didn't have any for a couple of weeks after that. I drank a bit more, then I got used to it again. And a few days later, I was back to square one, drinking every day. I've been off the drink 18 months now and doing the Great North Run in September. Age 52, fantastic. I think I should go to AA. It's been many years since I've been. Well, why not, yeah? Why not try it? It's a good idea. Why not try it? All self-sabotage for something that's never been your fault. We do recover. Yeah, that's a good point, that. We do recover. I mean, thanks, Jim. Fantastic donation there. It makes a massive difference to the channel. Just, a nice donation just keeps it going and buying some good stuff and make it better for you. And we can all make it better together. Appreciate that, Shane. Thank you. Anybody else want to donate a little bit? It's really well received. We all suffer from different things in life. We all have problems. But you can't pick up that drink. It seems very easy to do. I've always said this about pubs, they're easy to get into and difficult to get out of. There's one in Scotland called the Lobster Pot, which is very apt, isn't it? You can easily get in it, we can't get out. Anybody trying to force you to drink isn't a proper friend. Totally agree, Paul. You're big enough to knock them out, and so am I. wankers, people try and encourage you to drink when they know you've got a problem. They're only jealous. I think a gathering of your subscribers would be the greatest ever. Imagine this. I know, it would be amazing. That's what I'm working towards, John. If we get some donations together, get some funding together, we can organise a big do. But we're not getting the piss. Could you imagine what happened if we did? Fucking hell, they need a load of TSG coppers to come in and clear us all out. Special Patrol Group, as it used to be known. That would be fantastic. Get 1,000 of people out, wouldn't it? Jesus. Steph, life's too short. Because if we do this most days, right, we'll get to know each other. We'll become friends. That's the key. Friends help each other. Real friends. Genuine people. Not just people who are going to mump a few beers off you. But I totally agree. Tough times reveal true friends. Agreed. I think I need the fellowship, though, the actual face-to-face. I don't know, what's the fellowship? What's all that about? What is that? I didn't understand any of that, the fellowship, the higher power. I need some medication, somebody to rest my head, and somebody ask what's going on here. The real, the real nuts and bolts of it. Not the AA about higher powers, 12 steps. 12 steps to where? Just stop fucking drinking. That's the message, isn't it? If you don't stop drinking, you're going to die. I was talking my own AA, calling it ABC. It'd be much more successful than the AA. Because the AA don't tell you how to stop drinking. They don't tell you that you're going to die. All this reading, you had to go and read a book. I haven't got time for books. About alcohol, I did some of the most stupid things and ruined my life. But you can't turn the clock back, Paul. We can wind it up again. Yeah, the alcohol-free pub crawl. There are a couple of bars, that are alcohol-free. That might be worth exploring. If anybody's got a few quid, be busy, wouldn't it? Alcohol-free. You've got like a whole structure of alcohol-free beer and the different things and the soft drinks and all, Did you try antabuse? No, I didn't. I had a friend who tried that antabuse. Didn't do any good. He's the guy I was talking about earlier. He went back on the vodka and he had a stroke. Have a day out at a sausage making factory. Why a sausage making factory? Go to a toy factory. As a brain, Lisa, as brainwashes you, you write to them, they never told you how the nuts and bolts. No, they don't. Nuts and bolts are basically, if you drink again, you're going to kill yourself. And alcohol dependent people live 25 years less than the general population. You die younger. That's the nuts and bolts. What did you class as a small drink? 4 cans. Have you tried the alcohol free still? I have, yeah, bottled. It was a bottle, yeah, but it was just like water. Jay, I drink this alcohol free Guinness. That's the best one. Low alcohol Guinness, yeah, the alcohol free. Catherine, you're a worrier. Yeah, we're all worriers. We're all sensitive people. Well, most alcoholics are, most are good people. I'm not promoting anything for Guinness. I just like the taste of it. And it's only $2.63 in spoons. And it's only 12 quid for 10 cans from the supermarket. And it fills the gap. I'm going to go with my partner. So let's get you some alcohol-free Guinness because that settles me down. That makes sense? It's a bit bizarre, isn't it? How that actually makes a difference, even though it's got no alcohol in it. To me, it's a nice long drink. I went to a wedding the week. I just drank soft drinks with no alcohol there at all, alcohol and non-alcohol. But when we came back from the wedding, early, by the way, got back to the Central Hotel in Dublin, the Centre, Maldron Hotel or something, went straight out of this pub and we got this, I got Guinness Zero draft and shared a glass of red wine. Don't know how you can walk into spoons and not relapse. Because I've been sober for 6 years nearly. Look, I never wanted to relapse even after the 8-year period. I have no cravings. I never have a craving. It's just been, I've got addicted to it, and when I stopped, it was all right. And I thought I could go back again, but I never thought, oh God, I have a drink like that. I would never like that. That's my worry. If I didn't worry, yeah, that's the problem. You worry when you're not worrying, but we're all like that. I mentor quite a lot of people now. I look at them in the first 20 seconds. I can tell the same as me. If I did videos on your wall, we'll all be the same. Or very similar folk, quite pleasant, affable people who don't cause any problems. There might be some nutcases on there, got stupid questions, but generally they're okay. Really, I don't think I'm an alcoholic because I cannot drink whenever I want. Like last night, I didn't drink. That's fair enough. Yeah, you're very young as well. Highly sensitive people, Starlight. 100% highly sensitive people. Highly intelligent as well. Some of you are a lot more intelligent than I am. Highly intelligent, highly sensitive, highly emotional. That's what we are. Highly emotional people. John, I've never tried alcohol-free drinks, but if I did, say fantastic. I would. Well, yeah, maybe I should write a Guinness and ask them to sponsor the channel. So we'll all get together for a Christmas bash in the sausage factory. Well, enjoy. Thanks, Pev. I'm glad you're enjoying it. And if you want to donate to the channel, then please do through the super chats. It's been a good, interesting night. We've been on for 2 hours. It's incredible how we've been talking for 2 hours and never got bored. There's only about between 60 and 80 people, but we're all engaging, which is good. There's a lot less to worry about when you stop drinking. That's very true. Very true. When people say to me, I'll get bored if I stop drinking, I said, I was fucking bored. Sorry, so I must stop swearing. I was bored in hospital when I was getting all this fluid drained off every 2 or 3 days. There's a lot less to worry about. Try alcohol-free Bavaria. This is what I was drinking when I was off for 8 years, the Bavaria. Bit of lime in it. There's lots of alcohol-free alternatives. And you won't end up drinking a lot of them because you go in the pub and might have one or two. You don't drink a lot because you get sick of the crack, you know what I mean? Right, we're 2 hours into it now. I'm going to wind this up, unfortunately, because we've got a couple of things to do. And I really appreciate everybody for coming on tonight. Thanks very much. All the donations, amazing. The more we get, the more we're going to boost the channel. The more people we get on regularly, the better. My dad drinks Guinness Zero and he says he can't tell that's good. If you drink the Guinness Zero, if it's on draft, you can't tell the difference. I haven't had a proper Guinness for years, but right, Dee, good night. I'll see you soon, Catherine. We'll have to wind up now. I'll come back on tomorrow if 9 o'clock's okay, 8:30, 9. Think of any questions you've got to put forward or send me a message if you want any subjects covered. And it's been a good night. Been a pleasure, look, and a pleasure to speak to you all and meet new people as well, you know. And it's been good. I've enjoyed it. I hope you have. Thanks, Starlight. And, we'll make it light-hearted. If anybody wants to talk seriously, we'll talk seriously. Because you can't all be doom and gloom. Because that's not good either. And there is light in the tunnel. If I can come off from decompensated liver disease to what I am now, is incredible, isn't it? Cheers, John. Good night, Maury. Thanks for everything and thanks for your donations, everybody. And I've enjoyed the night. And let's make it better every day. Why not? We're all here to help each other. We're all pretty switched on folk, and I like that. I don't like stupid people. I never have done. And I think we're all pretty good on here. We're good people. We can do a lot together. Thanks, Paul. See you soon. Maybe see you in Spennymoor at some point. I should have been there tomorrow, actually, but I'm not going with that tomorrow. It's got a busy day. So we'll see you all soon and be healthy. Be safe. Let's just say chill out if we can. Yeah. And I'm sure that we can make a big thing of this. And let's see, we've only done it for a week, not even a week. Imagine what it'll be like in another month. There could be 500 people here. Yeah. It's Christmas time. It'd be mental in here, wouldn't it? I'll need to get moderators in, and you'll be moderators to deal with some of the questions. Because if you've got 500 people in here, and I've got 20 or 30 messages at a time to read, I know I'm clever, but I'm not that fucking clever. I'm not an astronaut. And I'll get some bread tomorrow, Paul. I'll make some crisp sandwiches. I'll put a note in my diary. Todd, what gets you through the night after booze? Dealing with some comments. I'm going to have something to eat now. Might put a bit of music on and just relax, I think. Relax. Knowing that I'm healthy again. And thanks, John. It's a good vibe, isn't it? Relaxed and funny and great and serious all at the same time. Bologna and Chris sandwich. Is that bolognese? It's just a good place to be. It's the best thing I've done in my life. I think this for chatting, getting to know people. Especially after, because when I was drinking, I didn't enjoy my life probably. I mean, I had a good job. I loved the police and loved the people I worked with and the booze, but that's gone now. Like I said before, we have to grow up a little bit and think, well, thanks, old school Paul. We'll speak to you soon. These are going to knit what you're knitting. Let's knit me a scarf for Christmas. I'll wear it. And just say, we're all alcohol free. We'll get some badges live with Steve or something like that. But he's with a name on for the first 100 people. We do like t-shirts or something. Build a nice community. Because we've got a bit of fun, haven't we? What colour? I was going to say black and white. I like navy blue, actually. I was sort of winding my partner up a little bit because she said, all he wears fucking navy blue. That'd be nice, yeah. But quite thin. Not a great big heavy one. I like a bit of style. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, any colour would be fantastic for me, Liz. Any colour at all. Make sure it's cashmere, though. Only a joke. It'd be nice. I thought I was dependent on alcohol, but last Friday and Saturday I didn't take a drop. But you're doing fantastically well. Look at navy blue. Thanks to you, that'd be really good. I'm going to search for some Bovril crisps. Get on it, Shane. If you can find some, direct message me in the thing. My number's on there. Yeah, cashmere, only cashmere. Bovril crisps. I'll give you £1 a packet. Actually, there's about £1 anyway. I'll give you £5 for a bag of Bovril crisps. But they have to be original Tudors, in date. If you can find them, it's like finding a bank on the moon. It's like finding a bank in the high street nowadays, isn't it? Anyway, I better end it now, and it's been lovely to talk to you all. It's been good fun, and I don't see why we're going to make this massive and even get the media involved. That would be good as well. Fish finger sandwich, I had one of them. A million cashmere, yeah, nice. Why can't we get the media involved as well? Get the newspapers, get a local TV with all of us. If you want to get involved, you can just stay anonymous if you want. But I'm not shy, as you can tell. And I'll take you all forward with this. Anyway, good night, everybody, and I shall speak to you soon. And have a good day tomorrow. And if you don't have to get up for work, have a lie in. See you later. Night, everybody. Bye bye.